And Southeast Polk Junior High. This is Mrs. Armentrout coming to you from the library again. I'd like to share this book with you, The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. It's in our fantasy section. It's the first in a series of 3 books in her Ascendance series. We also have her series Mark of the Thief, which is 3 books in total. She's a great author, writing a little bit of a lot of adventure in her fantasy series books, and I'd like to read just a bit from The False Prince to you. 4 boys, 1 treacherous plan, an entire kingdom to fool. In a faraway land, civil war is brewing. To unite his kingdom's divided people, a nobleman named Connor devises a cunning plan to place an impersonator of the king's long-lost son on the throne. 4 orphans are forced to compete for the role, including a defiant and clever boy named Sage. Sage knows Connor's motives are more than questionable, yet his life balances on a sword's point. He must be chosen to play the prince, or he will certainly be killed. As Sage moves from a rundown orphanage to Connor's sumptuous palace, layer upon layer of duplicity and deceit unfold, until finally a truth is revealed that may very well prove more dangerous than all of the lies taken together. And I'd just like to read a little bit from the beginning of the book as Sage is introduced to us. If I had to do it all over again, I would not have chosen this life. Then again, I'm not sure I ever had a choice. These were my thoughts as I raced away from the market with a stolen roast tucked under my arm. I'd never attempted roast thievery before, and I was already regretting it. It happens to be very difficult to hold a chunk of raw meat while running, more slippery than I'd anticipated. If the butcher didn't catch me with his cleaver first, and literally cut off my future plans, I vowed to remember to get that meat wrapped the next time I stole it. He was only a few paces behind me now, chasing me at a better speed than I'd expected for a man of his girth. He yelled very loudly in his native language. I didn't recognize it. This was sort of the thought that encouraged me to run faster, though. I rounded a corner just as the cleaver suddenly cut into a wood post behind me. Even though he was aiming for me, I couldn't help but admire his throwing accuracy. If I hadn't turned when I just did, the cleaver would have found the target, me. Just like it sounds, this book is very fast-paced, very clever, and very unpredictable. I was surprised at some of the things that unfolded as I read. I'm sure you'll love this book and this series. We are ready to hear from you. Send us your reserve request. Look for our Amazon cart as we come around, and we hope to hear from you soon.